Hey everyone, it's Jen. So I'm back today with a video for you talking about 5 different books that are historical fiction, World War II, but each of these books is from a different part of the world during World War II, different countries. So I just recently put out a recommendation, a historical fiction video about books that were not World War II centered. So this is kind of the opposite of that. Some of these I've read and loved, and others I have not got to yet. Actually, I've only read 2 out of these 5. So we'll start with those. So the first one I want to talk about is The Diamond Eye by Kate Quinn. This was 5 stars. Everything by Kate Quinn is so good. The Rose Code is the only one I didn't love that I've read by her. And this one, World War II, of course, and it's taking place in 1937, World War II in Kiev. It during that time was the Soviet Union. So this one is following a true story of a female sniper named Lady Death. In the summer of 1942, as the world was locked in war against Hitler, a woman across the sea from the Soviet Union to the United States. She was a single mother, a graduate student, a library researcher. She was a soldier, a war hero, a sniper with 309 kills to her name. She was Russia's envoy, America's sweetheart, and Eleanor Roosevelt's dear friend. Her story is incredible. Her story is true. Meet Lady Death. So that is just on that first little intro page, and I think that really I like that better than what it says here. I think this gives too much information, but just know I love this. You will be rooting for her. Both storylines in this were very interesting, and I think there was 2 storylines. Read this a while ago. Well, it's maybe the same storyline, but you're getting different perspectives, and the part of the story with Eleanor Roosevelt was also very interesting, and the ending was really good on this one. I loved how it wrapped up. I loved everything about this, so that was 5 stars. The next one I don't hear anybody talk about, and it's Daughters of the Dragon by William Andrews. This is World War II again, and it's following Korea, and it talks about how the Japanese occupied Korea and China during World War II, and that thousands of Korean women were forced to comfort women to the soldiers. Basically, it's very hard to read this. There is trigger warnings for rape in here, but this story picks up. You are following a Korean girl who lives in the United States, and she travels from America to Korea to try to learn and meet her birth mother. When she gets there, her birth mother has already passed away and she's devastated, but then she gets this unique, antique, beautiful comb in the mail with a letter, and so that takes her on a journey. She meets a elegant lady named Hong Jahi, and Jahi starts telling her about this epic tale that begins with this comfort woman time of World War II, and she knows the story well because she was one of them. So you get to hear that perspective, and as the narrative unfolds, we find more about the comb and the history of Anna, and it was just hard to read at times, but beautiful. I think there's actually 3 books in this series. I'm not sure if they build on each other, if you can read them separately. I'm sorry I didn't look into that before I filmed, but I've only read this one, and I would love to do a reread and maybe pick up those other 2. The next one I have for you is The 7 or 8 Deaths of Stella Fortuna by Juliet Grimes. This one is so beautiful. It takes place mostly in Italy, but it also has this great map in here. It's World War II, and you follow more than one generation. I think you follow 2 sisters in this one, and the story takes you to the point where they leave Italy to move to America to escape World War II in their country. But the main storyline is about Stella Fortuna, and she has a very strange childhood. She's been in multiple life-threatening incidences that almost become deadly to her. Even Stella's own mother is convinced that she is cursed or haunted. So it takes place originally in her Italian village. Stella is considered to be a little bit of an oddity. She has this peculiar toughness, and she also protects her younger, more plain sister, Tina, from life's harshest realities. So when the Fortunas immigrate to America on the cusp of World War II, Stella and Tina must come of age side by side in a hostile new world with strict expectations for each of them. Soon, Stella learns that her survival is worthless without the one thing their family will deny her at any cost, which is her independence. So we also have a storyline in present-day Connecticut, and a family member tells the story of the past and explains why there is this ongoing rift between Stella and Tina. So that one sounds really good too. Okay, next one is Secrets of a Charmed Life by Susan Meissner. Have not read this one yet either. This one takes place, we have two timelines. We have present-day Oxford, England, and 1940s England. In the present-day timeline, you're following a young American scholar named Kendra, who's eager to pursue her vision of a perfect life. Interviews Isabel McFarlane just when the elderly woman is ready to give up secrets about the war that she has been keeping hidden for decades, beginning with who she really is. So what Kendra receives from Isabel is both a gift and a burden, one that will test her convictions and her heart. And then the second storyline, 1940s England, Hitler wages war against London's civilian population. More than 1 million children are evacuated to foster homes in the rural countryside. But even as 15-year-old Emmy Downtree and her much younger sister Juliet find refuge in a charming cottage, Emmy's burning ambition to return to the city and apprentice with a fashion designer pits her against Julia's profound need for her sister's presence. The sisters are cruelly separated and their lives are transformed. So these sisters are separated, it looks like, during some kind of invasion. But it's Susan Meissner, so I'm sure this one will be a solid 5-star recommendation. Okay, in this one, The Rue Amelie by Kristin Harmel takes place World War II in Paris. We have 3 main characters from what I'm understanding. We're following Ruby, who is newly arrived in Paris. She's a newlywed and she's ready to start her grand adventure and her marriage off. And then we're also following Charlotte, who is the neighbor of Ruby, and she is going through her family. She's Jewish and her family is being torn apart. Lastly, we have a British pilot named Thomas Clark who lands in enemy territory, and you see these 3, their timeline kind of connects some way, somehow, and that's where the story you're following, story from there. So, haven't read that one either. I haven't heard a lot about this one either. So, there you have it. There's 5 World War II books that come from different countries, and I hope you enjoyed that. Have you read any of these? Are there any other ones that you could highly recommend? I love chatting down in the comments with you guys below. Thanks again for taking time out of your busy day to watch my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy reading. Bye.